Hello everyone and welcome to Sharp Dress Gaming, and I, once again, am the coach of the Minnesota Wild Charge, and we are back in the Delta Battle League. This week is week 12, or 11, 12. It's week 12, and just a few things before we get started. So, as far as playoffs go, we are almost there. We're looking pretty primed to get in because it's the top two people from each division. But if I lose this game and the next game, and then either the Needle Kings or the Mighty Annas win both their games, then they can get into playoffs over us. So we just have to either win one, lose one, or win both, or they have to lose one or both their games. So we're not definitely in yet, but the cards aren't stacked against us as badly as they could be. But this week we're up against the young boy. His link will definitely be in the description below. You've heard of him if you've been on this channel before. It's that young man, the guy from Japan, Toxic Tiki, that boy. So Tiki he's had a rough season, especially with being over there saving our lives in Japan, and he just doesn't have as much time to team build or to battle as everybody else, and he does this for fun, which is good. It's good to have fun. So I want to have fun too this week, not take it as seriously, but I'm going to kind of take it seriously because I do want to. So the big thing is my main goal this match was not necessarily to win, but it was to try and get Crocodile to get as many kills as he can. So Crocodile's at 18-7, I believe, is his differential. Venusaur is doing a little bit better. I think he's 4 KOs above us because of last week. I didn't put last week's video up because I was very, very salty about it. But so Crocodile, they both have 18 KOs. Venusaur just has less feints. So this week, I want Crocodile to get a bunch, especially because the league record for KOs is held by Mega Medicham and some other Pokemon. I can't remember the other Pokemon that holds the record, but it is 22 KOs. So we're at 18, so we're only 4 away. We have 2 weeks to get those 4 points. So if I can get those 4 this match, perfect. I'd be lovely. Then we'd be tied for most KOs. We want to get above those Pokemon. So Crocodile, I'm Choice Scarf Moxie this week. We're just going to try and blast through them. Unfortunately, he did bring Latios, as you can see, so I can't just Earthquake his whole team like I would like to, because like Flareon, Sandslash, Toxapex, and Muck just hate being Earthquaked. The Gliscopod can kind of take it, but it's a Gliscopod, and then Latios is Levitate. So we do have knockoff for that. We also have Super Power and Stone Edge if we need those. We have Mega Charizard Y this week. We have Breloom, who I think is Focus Sashed. We have Leftovers Melodic, we have Assault Vest Beware, and we have Rock Polish Leftovers Aggron. So, looking at his team, I'm going to lead off with Charizard just because it gets to set up the sun, and it goes up well against most things. So remember, the main goal is to get Crocodile the most kills, so we'll see if we're able to do that this match or not. I'm going to hit that play button. So we do see him lead off with Gliscopod, which is just fine with me. Even if he wants to go for like Aqua Jet, it's going to be reduced because of the sun being up, so I'm just going to go for Air Slash. It's super effective. It might kill, but it doesn't, so I'm like, yes, that's one more thing for Crocodile to get. And by the way, Tiki and I were just excited to be talking again in this match because we've both been so busy we haven't had time just to hang out and shoot the breeze like we used to. So we were just talking in the chat. But Toxapex is going to come in, which I don't necessarily want to stay in on. The sun is up, and Toxapex can't do a lot as it is offensively. But I'm going to switch into Beware. We did risk the burn, but fortunately he switched on to Flareon, so I just Earthquake this thing. I don't want to see another special attacking Flareon, Tiki. I'm just going to kill it before you can upset me again. Because he runs special attacking Flareon almost every week, and it makes me so mad. So Beware taking a KO, unfortunately, before Crocodile can. But I'm going to switch out into Crocodile here, expecting a Psychic or a Psyshock. He actually goes for Trick, which is okay, because we both have Choice Scarf. So now I think it works that he's Scarfed in a Trick now. But I'm just going to go for the knockoff here, because he'll get rid of whatever item on the Pokemon that wants to come in. And if Latios stays in it, and he gets rid of it. So I knock off Muck's Black Sludge with a critical hit. I'm like, alright, well I can't stay in here, because we won't be able to knock out. And you could possibly knock off my Choice Scarf. So I'm going to switch out into Aggron. Yep, Aggron. And he goes for that mighty knockoff. He crits me back with his knockoff and gets rid of my leftovers. So that's not great for old Ironsides here, but I mean, we're not crying yet. So I believe I go Heavy Slam here, I'm pretty sure, expecting the switch. And he does switch in the Gliscopod, so now Aggron accidentally takes a KO away from Crocodile as well. I'm like, come on, Krook needs some KOs, guys. Stop taking them all. I'm proud of Beware and Aggron for getting KOs, because they never do, but it's a little unfortunate. So he's going to bring the Sand Slash. I'm going to switch out, because I don't even want to take, like, Ice Crash, or anything. He does go for Earthquake, which I actually forgot about, so it's a good thing I did switch. Melodic's going to eat up whatever hit the Sand Slash wants to go for, though. Resist both the stabs. Gonna go for Scald, see if we can burn this thing. Unfortunately, not this turn, we don't. And he goes for Iron Head. I'm like, that's fine, I resist all of those moves, my boy. Come on now. So we got leftovers to cover here. I'm just gonna go for another Scald. No reason not to. And then, so Toxapex is going to come in to take whatever my Melodic wants to do. I believe I have Hidden Power Grass on this thing. I can't remember why. Oh, he has a Quagsire. He didn't bring his Quagsire, but I do have Hidden Power Grass just in case he wanted to bring it against my Melodic. So Scald's not going to do much Toxapex. Hidden Power Grass will do less, so I'm just going to switch out. Or we might do a little bit more. I'll switch into Charizard, try and get rid of his Scald, or reduce Scald damage, but he goes for Sludge Wave, which is only doing 20%, so I'm like, okay, I can stay in an Air Slash. Unfortunately, we missed that Air Slash, so he gets another Sludge Wave off. Only doing 20% per time, so I'm like, alright, I can kind of stay in and take those, but I'm going to switch out for now into Aggron, because I do see he's going for Sludge Waves, so I know I'm immune to that, so I can Rock Polish up here, I believe, which I think was probably a dumb play, because he could have scalded me, but apparently he didn't want to. He wanted to go into Muck. So I'm going to Rock Polish here. I'm faster than the Muck for sure. I would have been already because I do have a little bit of speed investment. But I know I won't outspeed the Latios just because it is Choice Scarfed. The Sand Slash is going to come in here though, so I'm going to go for Earthquake. It'll do about 61%, putting him in range for a Heavy Slam. And since I am Rock Polished, I will outspeed him now. So I can go for that Heavy Slam. Aggron picking up another KO. Come on, Aggron. You knew the game plan coming in here, and now you're getting all the KOs. I kind of had a feeling Aggron might be picking up a bunch of KOs just because he was set up for sweeping. I gave him a moveset for sweeping, so unfortunate. So I'm going to switch to the Melodic, knowing I can take anything from this Latios. He goes for that Draco Meteor, which is going to bring me down to 30%, but we should be able to live the second one because he has the -2 special attack, especially after leftovers. So I'm just going to recover here. He does switch out. And at this point, he says, the 5-0 is real. I says, no boy, we're going for the 6-0 now, just because you said that. So I recover up here on the Muck coming in. So I can go for another Scald. He's going to go for Knockoff, get rid of my leftovers. He doesn't like that recovery too much, I guess. So I go for Scald. It does 26%, but it does burn the Muck. So I'm like, alright, Muck is done for. I can just switch out into any Pokemon I want to now. And I could have switched into Crocodile, but I believe I switched Aggron in. Or maybe I don't switch at all, because the Toxapex comes in here, and I don't remember if I switched into Aggron at this point. Nope, I just recovered. Knowing that he was burned, he wasn't going to be able to do anything to me. I can recover up in his face. So Toxapex comes in, and this is really the only problem I have right now. The Toxapex, I can deal with the Latios and the Muck, I just don't know what I'm going to do about Toxapex. I have a lot of Pokemon with Earthquake, but none of them want to come in on the Toxapex is the thing. So I'm going to go for Air Slash just to try and whittle this thing down a little bit. He went for a Scald that last turn. It doesn't do as much as Sludge Wave does. So I'm looking good on that account. And we did flinch him, so that helped us a little bit more. The Muck's going to come out here. I go for Air Slash. Charizard picking up a KO. Like, okay. Crocodile needs at least a couple of these. Okay, come on now. So the Latios will come in here. And he actually double switches into the Toxapex. Not quite sure on what he was going for there. I guess maybe expecting my Melodic to come in again, which I believe does happen. And it does. It does happen. So here I'm just going to go for Scald, because I'm like, alright, I might as well try and get a burn at this point. We do get a critical hit and the burn. I'm like, yes, thank you, Melodic. You the girl. And he goes for Toxic here. I'm like, well, now, that's what all these bulky water types do to my Melodic, is just Toxic it. So I'm like, alright, I'll just get out of here. I was switching the Charizard again to set up the Sun, just because I want to lower his Scald rates. He goes for Scald, doing 16% to the Zard, And at this point, I don't even know who I switch in. I know I switch out, though. I'm pretty sure I switch out at least. Or do I go... No, I go for an Air Slash like an idiot. Because he goes for Sludge Wave here, and if he would have poisoned me, Charizard would have went down, and then the 6-0 wouldn't have been real anymore. But now, I know he's going for Sludge Waves again, so I can switch out into Aggron once again. I can switch into the Agronion once again. And he goes for Sludge Wave, which is... Or actually, he switches. He switches into Latios. And this is where I'm like, alright, I can take a hit from this Latios, I'm pretty sure. Let's just Heavy Slam. He goes for the Draco Meteor, and that 1%, Aggron living on that 1%, and he's gonna hit this Latios with a Heavy Slam, and critical hit knocks him out. I didn't even notice that was a crit during the match, to be honest. I thought he just straight up knocked him out. I don't know that knocks him out for sure then. So I live at 1%. I'm like, yes, the 6-0 stays alive. And Aggron got 3 of those KOs so far. So now I'm going to switch into Crocodile. I'm like, Crocodile, you need at least 1. He's going to go for Sludge Wave. I knew I would take Sludge Wave or Scald. I just hoped I wouldn't get burned from the Scald. I guess he was expecting... I don't know who he's expecting to come in there that he Sludge Wave. I'm going to go for the Earthquake. That one-hit KO Toxapex. At least Crocodile got 1 KO. So now it's going to be a little bit of an uphill battle trying to get Crocodile 3 KOs in the next battle. So I'm gonna try for it. I'm gonna try for 3 KOs in the next battle because I have to see how everybody else. Actually, no, wait. At this point, I think there's no way we can get our spot taken from us from playoffs. So maybe I'll just go for a Crocodile sweep next week. Yeah, because I wouldn't mind if Crocodile ends up getting all the KOs because we are up against the Minnesota Mighty-Annas once again. And we did beat them last time, but I know they've been making updates to their team because they took over the team like halfway through the season. So they've been making updates to it to make it more their own, and I know they've been picking up a lot of wins. So not a match to take lightly, but depending on how everybody else did this week, actually, like I said, I don't think we can get knocked out of playoffs. So I think we go for Krook sweep next week, guys. But anyways, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, Toxic Tiki, for finally getting a chance to battle me. We gotta be doing more soon, my boyo. You guys be looking forward to Toxic Tiki coming back to that channel because he's that boy. Him and Youngster Joey X of Anime Asylum. We coming back. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us this week. Be sure to join us next week. And like I said, I'm pretty sure we're guaranteed a playoff spot now. So we'll be seeing playoffs from the Delta Battle League once again. I believe we made playoffs every season. I can't remember if we made it last season or not. I know we made it to semifinals. Or we made it to the finals. The first season we're in. I'm pretty sure we made it to the playoffs last season. I can't remember. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Stay sharp, everyone, and go Wild Charge.